Hi, I'm Patricia, a 45-year-old single mom with more family drama than a soap opera. My life's been a whirlwind since my son Jack married Lisa 3 years ago. They blessed me with twin grandkids, Emma and Ethan, who light up my world. But let me tell you, it hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows. Lisa's parents, the Prestons, are prominent figures in our small town. When the twins were born, I expected them to be overjoyed. Wrong. I overheard Mr. Preston muttering at the hospital, "Another burden on the family name," and let me tell you, my blood boiled. But I bit my tongue, for Jack and Lisa's sake. For 2 years, the Prestons barely acknowledged Emma and Ethan. No birthday cards, no Christmas presents, nothing. It was heartbreaking to see Lisa try to mask her disappointment every time they declined an invitation to visit. Meanwhile, Jack was pouring his heart and soul into his tech startup, and I did what I could to help out, juggling my nursing shifts to watch the twins whenever possible. One night, as I was putting them to bed, Jack burst in, his face glowing. "Mom, we got our first major investor," he exclaimed, and I was thrilled. But something in my gut warned me trouble was brewing. Sure enough, the next day I got a call from Lisa. "Patricia, you won't believe it. My parents want to come over for dinner tonight," she said, her voice laced with hope and confusion. I raised an eyebrow. "What's the occasion?" She hesitated, then replied, "They said they want to celebrate Jack's success." That dinner felt like watching a slow-motion car crash. The Prestons were all smiles and congratulations, but their eyes were as cold as ice. "Jack, my boy," Mr. Preston boomed, clapping him on the back. "We always knew you had it in you, didn't we, dear?" Mrs. Preston nodded, a strained smile barely touching her eyes. I couldn't help but stifle a laugh, earning a pointed look from Lisa. She knew, just as well as I did, that their sudden enthusiasm was anything but genuine. As Jack's startup took off with major funding, things took a sharp turn. One day, Lisa called, her voice trembling with a mix of excitement and anxiety. "Patricia, it's happening. Jack's company just got a huge investment. It's life-changing money." My heart swelled with pride, but a warning bell sounded in my head. "That's amazing, sweetheart. How are you feeling about it?" She hesitated. "I'm not sure. My parents are suddenly very involved." And boy, were they ever. The Prestons started showing up at Jack and Lisa's house almost daily. I come over to help with the twins and find Mrs. Preston rearranging the living room, or Mr. Preston cornering Jack about investment strategies. One afternoon, I was in the kitchen with Emma when I overheard the Prestons talking in the next room. They hadn't realized I was there. "With Jack's potential wealth, we could finally live the life we deserve," Mr. Preston was saying in a low voice. "We just need to make sure Lisa sees things our way." Mrs. Preston's reply made my skin crawl. "Don't worry. I know how to handle our daughter. She'll come around." I was still processing their words when Lisa walked into the kitchen. One look at my face, and she knew something was wrong. "Patricia, what is it?" she asked. I hesitated but decided she needed to know. As I recounted what I'd overheard, Lisa's expression shifted from shock to hurt to anger. "I can't believe it," she whispered, a painful realization dawning on her. But it explains so much. In the weeks that followed, Lisa became more aware of her parents' behavior. Almost daily, she called to share her suspicions. "Mom kept pushing me to ask Jack about his stock options today," she confided one evening. When I said I didn't want to bother him with that, she looked so disappointed in me. I nodded, recalling similar manipulative tactics. "Honey, I hate to say it, but..." I took a deep breath, holding Lisa tight. "You're doing the right thing, sweetie," I whispered. "We'll make sure they don't tear this family apart." Lisa pulled back, wiping her eyes. I never wanted to believe my parents could stoop this low. But after hearing that recording, her voice broke, anger and pain flashing in her eyes. "They've been manipulating me my whole life, haven't they?" I nodded gently. "Yes, and I think they see Jack's success as their last chance to latch onto something big. But they underestimated you, and they certainly underestimated us. Jack's company was on the brink of an IPO, and when it went public, his net worth skyrocketed overnight. The Prestons wasted no time. That very evening, they invited Jack and Lisa over for a celebration dinner, claiming they just wanted to toast his success. I babysat the twins, anxiously waiting for Lisa's call. It came late that night. "Patricia," Lisa's voice shook, barely above a whisper. They spent the whole dinner urging me to protect myself and the kids. They think I should ask Jack to put half of everything in my name, just in case. She paused. I lied, told them I'd think about it. I feel terrible, but I didn't know what else to do. You did the right thing, I assured her. Keep playing along until we figure out what they're really after. In the days that followed, Lisa kept a detailed log of her parents' suggestions, their calls and texts, each more insistent than the last. We were building a case, but against what, we weren't yet certain. That's when I knew it was time to bring in help. Lisa, I said one afternoon as she came over with the kids, there's someone I'd like you to meet, my friend Sarah. She's a family lawyer. I think she can help us sort through all of this. Lisa looked uncertain. A lawyer? You really think it's that serious? I squeezed her hand. I hope it isn't, but we need to be prepared. I have a feeling your parents are planning something big. With a reluctant nod, Lisa agreed, and we met with Sarah the next day. As we laid out the whole tangled mess, Sarah's face grew more serious with every word. This is concerning, Sarah said, leaning forward. Lisa, have your parents always tried to steer your life like this? Lisa's brow furrowed as memories surfaced. Actually, yes. Even when Jack and I were dating, they'd subtly point out his flaws, tell me I could do better. And when I was choosing a college, they practically forced me to attend their alma mater. I chimed in. And they always seemed to hold Lisa back, control her choices. It's more than just meddling. Sarah nodded, jotting down notes. It sounds like a pattern of control, which may run even deeper. Lisa, document everything. Every interaction, every text. We need a clear picture of what's happening here. As we dove further, a chilling pattern emerged. Sarah uncovered troubling stories about the Prestons. They had a history of ingratiating themselves with successful people, only to use them for financial gain and discard them when they no longer served a purpose. Then one evening, Lisa called me in tears. Patricia, I just remembered something. Last year, when Jack was working late, my mom kept hinting that he might be cheating. She even offered to hire a private investigator. I can't believe I almost let her make me doubt him. Oh, honey, I sighed, my heart aching for her. You couldn't have known. They're your parents. You trusted them. That's when Lisa began recording their conversations, and what we heard was chilling. In one recording, Mr. Preston said, once we have control of the twins' trust funds, we'll be set for life. Lisa just needs to play her part. And Mrs. Preston's voice followed, smooth and confident. It's for the best, really. Jack's too busy with the company, and Lisa's always been easily overwhelmed. The children will be much better off with us. Lisa played the recording for me, her hands trembling. How could they talk about my children like that? I wrapped her in a hug as her tears soaked my shoulder. We won't let them get away with this, Lisa. I promise you that. The Prestons had one last card to play. The day the custody papers arrived, I thought Lisa might collapse from shock. They're suing for grandparents' rights, she whispered, staring at the documents in disbelief. They're claiming Jack and I are too inexperienced to handle our new wealth and raise the twins properly. I felt a surge of anger at their audacity, but Jack's voice cut through my frustration. He was standing in the doorway, confusion clouding his face. What's going on? Lisa and I exchanged a glance. It was time for Jack to hear the full story. For the next hour, we laid it all out, the manipulation, the recordings, and now the custody suit. Jack's expression shifted from confusion to shock, then anger, and finally, a fierce determination. I can't believe I didn't see this, he muttered, running a hand through his hair. Lisa, I'm so sorry. I should have been paying more attention. Lisa took his hand, her gaze steady. It's not your fault, Jack. They fooled all of us for a long time. Jack squeezed her hand, then looked over at me. What do we do now? I smiled, pride swelling in my chest. We fight back. Together. The next few weeks were a whirlwind. Jack threw himself into learning every aspect of the case, often working late into the night with Sarah, our lawyer. Lisa kept gathering evidence, now viewing every interaction with her parents through a lens of suspicion and hurt. And I did what I do best. I supported my family, there for every tear, every doubt, every small victory. One evening, as we sat around the kitchen table, surrounded by legal documents, Jack looked up at Lisa and me, a small smile on his face. You know, he said, they thought they could tear us apart with all this. But look at us now. Lisa nodded, her eyes shining. We're stronger than ever. I felt a lump in my throat as I looked at my resilient, determined children. The Prestons had no idea what they were up against. We were a family, united and ready for whatever came next. The day of the trial arrived, and the whole town seemed to be buzzing. Sarah was a force of nature in the courtroom, presenting our mountain of evidence with surgical precision. When Lisa took the stand, my heart swelled with pride. Her voice shook at first but grew stronger as she laid bare her parents' manipulation and greed. "They never cared about my children," she said, her eyes flashing. "They only saw dollar signs." The recordings we gathered were damning. Hearing the Prestons coldly discuss using their own grandchildren for financial gain sent a ripple of disgust through the courtroom. But the real blow came when several of the Prestons' former associates testified. Their stories of broken friendships and financial exploitation painted a damning picture of the Prestons' true character. Watching them squirm in their seats, I almost felt sorry for them. Almost. Their attempts to discredit Lisa only backfired, making them look even worse. When the judge dismissed their case, calling their behavior reprehensible, I let out a breath I didn't know I'd been holding. The aftermath was swift. Our small community, once charmed by the Prestons, turned its back on them. They became pariahs overnight. Lisa made a short but powerful public statement: "I'm cutting ties with my parents." Then she turned to Jack and me. "And to both of you, I'm sorry I ever doubted you." Months passed, and Jack's company flourished. He and Lisa poured themselves into family and community work, finding joy in giving back. As for me, I finally felt ready to retire, knowing my family was stronger than ever. At our victory barbecue, I watched Lisa laugh with her kids, marveling at how far she'd come, from manipulated daughter to empowered mother. She hugged me tight. "I couldn't have done this without you, Mom." I smiled, my heart full. We'd weathered the storm together and come out stronger on the other side. So what would you do if you were in Lisa's shoes? Could you ever forgive your parents for a betrayal like this, or is some damage beyond repair? Would you give them a second chance for the sake of family ties, or would you cut them off completely? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experiences and insights might help someone else going through a similar situation. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.